Leonardo DiCaprio was used to cameras, crowds, and controversy. His entire career had been a dance with all three. But as he stepped onto the brightly lit stage of The View, he felt an unusual tension in the air. Something was off. The audience's cheers were enthusiastic, but the energy carried a nervous edge, as if everyone already sensed that today's interview wasn't going to be just another appearance. Sunny Hostin sat at the center of the table, flipping through her cue cards with sharp, deliberate movements. Whoopi gave Leo a polite nod, Joy Behar waved dramatically, and Sarah Haynes flashed her warm smile. But Sunny, she kept her eyes fixed on her notes, jaw tight. Leo took his seat, offering his usual charming grin. "Thank you for having me," he said. Sunny finally looked up. "Oh, trust me, Leonardo, we have a lot to talk about today." The audience gave a soft, "ooh," as the music faded out. Leo leaned back slightly, not intimidated, but alert. He had been briefed backstage that Sunny had tough questions today, but he didn't expect the mood to feel this confrontational. Whoopi started the segment as usual. "So Leonardo, your new environmental documentary is getting huge attention. The reviews say it's your most powerful project yet." Leo nodded. "I think climate awareness has never been more important." "The documentary?" Sunny cut in sharply. Yes, climate awareness. But let's talk about something else, Leonardo." The audience shifted. Sarah looked uncomfortable. Leo raised a brow. Sunny continued, "Critics are saying your lifestyle contradicts your message. Private jets, yachts, luxury resorts. And now you're telling average people to reduce their carbon footprint. Isn't that hypocrisy?" The word echoed around the studio. Leo felt the jolt, not because he hadn't heard this accusation before, but because Sunny delivered it with a tone that suggested she wasn't interviewing him, she was indicting him. He stayed calm. "I understand why people feel that way, but..." She interrupted again. "No, Leonardo. People don't feel that way. They're calling you out. Do you think it's fair to preach something you don't practice?" The audience gasped. Whoopi cleared her throat. "Sunny." But Sunny wasn't finished. "And let's not forget the rumors about your personal life. The headlines. The controversies. Are you using activism as a distraction?" The room went silent. Even Joy looked stunned. A flicker of irritation crossed Leo's face, the cool, collected actor finally showing a crack. He placed his hands on the table, leaning slightly forward. "Sunny," he said evenly, "if you're going to interrogate me, at least let me finish a sentence." The audience erupted in applause. Sarah mouthed, "Wow." Sunny's eyes widened, not expecting him to fire back. "I'm giving you the opportunity to explain." Leo shook his head. "No, you're making accusations disguised as questions." The applause grew louder. He continued, voice steady but firm. "I've spent decades supporting environmental causes. I've donated millions, funded conservation projects, and risked my own safety filming in remote regions. And yes, I live a public life, I travel for work, I make mistakes, just like anyone else. But one person's imperfections don't invalidate the entire fight against climate change." Sunny opened her mouth to respond, but Leo wasn't done. "Using my personal life as ammunition to discredit an issue that affects the entire planet is unfair," he said. "And frankly, irresponsible journalism." A shockwave went through the panel. Joy quietly said, "Oof." Sunny, refusing to back down, straightened her posture. "So you're blaming the media for asking the questions people want answers to?" Leo met her eyes. "I'm saying there's a difference between asking a question and attacking someone. You're not looking for clarity, you're looking for conflict." The audience clapped again, louder this time. Whoopi jumped in, trying to break the tension. All right, let's just breathe for a second." But Sunny leaned forward. "I'm doing my job. I'm holding you accountable." Leo replied, "And I'm doing mine, speaking the truth, even when someone twists it." That line hit the table like a hammer. Sunny's expression tightened. Joy leaned over to Sarah and whispered, "He's not playing today." Sarah covered her mouth to hide a smile. Sunny persisted, "If you really wanted to help the environment, Leonardo, wouldn't you?" Leo raised a hand. "Stop. You want a soundbite. I want a conversation. If you ask me a real question, one that's actually about the documentary instead of what tabloids say, I'll answer it. But if not, then we're wasting everyone's time." The audience roared in approval. Sunny, clearly frustrated, shuffled her cards. Her composure was cracking. Whoopi stepped in firmly. "We're going to take a quick break," she announced. But just before the cameras cut, Leonardo leaned forward one last time and said quietly, but loud enough for the microphones to catch. "I came here to talk about saving the planet, Sunny. Not to defend my existence." The screen faded to commercial as the studio buzzed with shocked whispers. The moment the cameras cut to commercial, the studio erupted into hushed tension. Crew members rushed across the stage adjusting lights, makeup artists sprinted toward the hosts, and producers whispered urgently into earpieces. But the air remained thick, charged like the seconds before a storm breaks. Sunny Hostin sat stiffly, eyes narrowed, flipping her cue cards with sharper, faster movements. She wasn't used to being challenged so directly on her own stage. Meanwhile, Leonardo DiCaprio remained composed, his jaw set but expression calm. He sipped water slowly, almost defiantly. Whoopi leaned toward Sunny. "You came in too hot," she whispered. "This isn't cross-examination." Sunny didn't look up. "He needs to answer the real questions," she muttered back. Joy Behar, always amused by drama, chuckled softly. "Well, he answered something." Sarah Haynes, still wide-eyed, whispered, "This is going viral in 10 minutes. The floor manager signaled, "Back in 5, 4, 3. The room straightened into performance mode. And the cameras went live. Whoopi opened, her tone diplomatic. "Welcome back." Things got a little spirited before the break. The audience laughed nervously. Leo offered a polite smile but said nothing. His silence was intentional. Sunny inhaled deeply, preparing her next move. "Leonardo, I want to continue this conversation respectfully." Joy snorted. "Well, that'd be new." The audience burst into laughter. Even Leo cracked a smile. Sunny shot Joy a glare that could melt steel. Sunny restarted, "Let's address what you said before the break. You claim I'm attacking you." Leo interrupted softly, "I said the tone felt like an attack. Not accountability. There's a difference." Sunny pressed her lips together. She wasn't backing down, but she was adjusting. "Fine," she said. "Then let me ask directly. How do you reconcile your environmental activism with the lifestyle of a global celebrity?" That is a question many people genuinely want answered. Leo nodded. "That's fair." He leaned forward, speaking clearly. "I'm not perfect. I've said that publicly many times. There's no perfect environmentalist. But I do more than most. I fund conservation programs. I support indigenous communities. I've changed how I travel. I've offset my carbon emissions for years. And more importantly, I use my platform to bring global attention to issues most people never hear about." For the first time since the interview began, Sunny paused. She hadn't expected such a direct, controlled explanation. Leo continued, "If the message is important, does it become invalid because the messenger isn't flawless? If so, we'd never solve anything. Not climate change, not poverty, not anything." The audience applauded, slow at first, then stronger. Sunny tapped her pen against the table. "I understand that. I do. But I have to ask what viewers will ask." "Then ask," Leo said gently. "Just don't accuse." There was a moment, brief but real, where the tension softened. Then Joy jumped in. "And besides, Leo's dating history isn't destroying the ozone layer." The audience exploded with laughter. Leo facepalmed jokingly. Sunny sighed. Whoopi waved a hand. All right, stay focused. We're talking about his film." Sunny exhaled, resetting herself. "Your documentary claims that time is running out faster than people think. What specifically are we risking in the next decade?" Finally, the conversation turned genuine. Leo's eyes lit up, not with anger, but passion. The reason he was here. "In the next decade," he began, "we could lose entire ecosystems. Coral reefs. Glacier systems that provide freshwater to millions. Species that protect forests and oceans. Once those collapse, everything around them collapses too. This isn't about politics. It's biology." His voice grew steadier, more intense. "I'm not here to lecture. I'm here to warn." The documentary shows real people, scientists, farmers, families, already living the consequences. Not in the future. Now. "Then what's the solution?" Sunny asked quietly. Leo looked at her, not as an opponent, but as someone who needed to understand. Collective action. Governments. Corporations. Individuals. Everyone doing something. Not perfectly, just consistently. The time for pride wars is over. The room fell silent. Even the audience listened closely. Then Sunny asked the question no one expected. Do you ever feel overwhelmed? Like the weight of it is too much for one person to fight? Leo blinked, surprised. She wasn't attacking him. She was humanizing him. Every day, he admitted. But doing nothing feels worse. For the first time, Sunny nodded slowly. I respect that. A shift. A bridge rebuilding. Joy clapped dramatically. See, we can be civil. Sarah smiled. I think this is the first time in months a guest survived a Sunny interrogation. Sunny laughed, genuinely this time. Leo chuckled. Barely. The tension finally broke. Whoopi wrapped the segment. Leo's documentary Earth on the Brink premieres worldwide next month. Watch it. And take something from it. Even if it's small. The audience applauded as the cameras zoomed out. When the show cut to its final commercial, Sunny leaned toward Leo. For what it's worth, I wasn't trying to make it personal. Leo nodded. I know. And I wasn't trying to make it dramatic. She smirked. Well, mission failed. They both laughed. The storm had passed, not quietly, but honestly.